Salut à tous, c'est DarkeisII, bienvenue dans cet épisode. Alors il nous reste une musique de fou là, ça y est, c'est la fête. Donc il nous restait la troisième attraction à réparer. Donc on y va sur le champ. En avant. Allez hop, par là tout droit. Zou, zou, zou. C'est le champ... Quoi, le chiaro? Churo. Ok, le truc quoi. Donc, ça fait un peu flipper. Presque. Allez hop.
Hey, has anyone seen the princess puppet? We can't really start the story without her.
That sounds like Daddy.
Je sens qu'il va falloir, je sais pas moi,
She was right here.
appuyer sur ce machin. Non, j'ai pas envie. Je balame, j'y vais sans.
No, she had a hat. A sort of princess hat.
Ah, je me demande où il est. Zut, zut,
No,
zut.
she's around here somewhere.
Oh la classe. Oh la classe, tu peux pas tester. Ah bah c'est parti.
Ah, there she is. Once upon a time, there was a princess who lived in a castle with her father, the king. The king loved her very much because daddies loved their daughters. Unfortunately, the kingdom also had an ogre who was eating travelers because ogres do that.
Logique.
So the king did what kings do and promised that anyone who slew the ogre would get to marry his only daughter, the princess, and become king when he died. The king's lands were very far away, and the ogre was very large, so only one knight showed up. His name was Fred, and he fell immediately in love with the princess. Fred was a brave knight, and he marched off the next morning, singing a brave song as loudly as he could. After several days had passed, the princess got to wondering what had happened to her future husband. So she set off into the forest to look for him.
Ah,
The princess
je vais partir là.
tracked Fred's footprints through a strange wilderness full of scary sounds and hidden dangers. Chasms filled with razor-sharp bamboo. Fortunately, she was a very brave princess who loved adventures, just like you. She used her wits to get past unexpected obstacles.
Oh là là, oh là là. Là, alors moi je fais quelque chose, c'est mieux. Voilà.
She came to a wide river filled with snapping crocodiles. She couldn't even swim. So what do you think she did?
Ah, j'avoue.
Stand on top of their heads.
That's right.
Tout comme Harry, d'accord.
It was a magical forest where the plants seemed to know each other. She had to use magic mushrooms to get high or up.
Hop là.
Unfortunately, she impaled herself on the bamboo. Wait, that's not what happened.
Ah, énorme. Ah, énormissime. Alors, donc il faut que je fasse... Ah non, ça va pas marcher. C'est ce que je pensais. Ya. Ah!
Unfortunately, she impaled herself on the bamboo. Wait, that's not what happened.
Ok, je vais enregistrer. Enregistrer. Bah, hop. Ben monte! C'est pas possible! Mais non, mais c'est plus possible! Oh, allez, dis donc!
She
Ouais, ça
learned to
passe.
use some bendy tree branches to fling herself across a patch of deadly sharp bamboo. As the sun was setting, she came to the giant ogre's campsite. And there, the princess discovered that the ogre had captured Fred and hung him from a tree as a snack. The ogre did not appreciate visitors at all. Even Fred seemed a little embarrassed to see her.
Ah, raté. Ok, je devrais bien. D'accord. Eh oh, waouh, waouh, waouh. Je fais ça comment là? Ah, je touche son ventre, je meurs. C'est mort instantanée. Odeur de troll. D'accord. Et comment on fait le fight là?
But the princess was a woman of action, and she was nimble, and the ogre was clumsy and easy to taunt.
What's a taunt?
That's when you make fun of someone. You should never make fun of people, but with ogres, sometimes you have to.
D'accord, là il fallait se... Ok. Ah moi je visualise, c'est bon. Ya, waouh. Un peu tantôt, je pense. Je présume. Je vais y arriver. C'est sympa quand même ce passage. Ah, ok d'accord, tout... Ok, ok. Putain, ils ont un peu fumé pour ce passage là. Super boss. Ah vite là. Mon pote là, il s'en prend plein la gueule lui. Alors lui, rien à battre.
And so the princess tricked the ogre and rescued Fred. Fred didn't feel too good about it. He really loved the princess. Fortunately, the king told him about a giant spider that could slay in order to win the princess's hand. So Fred marched off to the lair of the giant spider, singing a brave song, a little less loudly than before. After several days had passed, the princess got to wondering what had happened to her future husband.
D'accord, on va faire la
So she
même.
went off looking for him again.
En avant, again, dans la forêt.
Fred's footprints led her into a dark and creepy cavern, full of strange dripping sounds, kind of like the basement at school. Her footsteps echoed and echoed, until it sounded like someone was following her. Soon she came to a vast pit, filled with vicious, deadly spikes. It was much too big to jump over. But far
Merci.
off, she could hear moaning. She thought it might be Fred. So what do you think she did?
Rapide.
I know.
What?
She used an umbrella.
What?
Like that nanny in that movie.
This is the Middle Ages, honey. Where would she get an umbrella?
I don't know, but that's what she used.
I don't think I have an umbrella.
Well, you better
I know.
find one, because she used an umbrella.
Where am I supposed to get an umbrella?
D'accord. Les umbrella, forcément, c'est de la logique.
There we go. So, the princess bravely threw herself into the air, slowing her fall using an umbrella. Just like that nanny in the movie. She floated down into the cave. Deeper and deeper into the cavern she floated. She thought she could hear Fred moaning. But maybe it was only the wind.
Aïe. Ah!
Unfortunately, she impaled herself on the bamboo.
Ah.
Wait, that's not what happened.
Ah, en plus il faut que j'arrive à récupérer encore le umbrella. Cours. Que regarde-tu?
Deeper and deeper into the cavern she floated. She thought she could hear Fred moaning.
J'aime bien parce que se met sur le côté, le parapluie ne s'affiche plus. Très très bien fait. L'araignée. Ça me fait un peu penser à Limbo, tiens, cette partie. D'accord, donc le fait de toucher le moindre petit mur avec un parapluie, genre il est détruit à vie quoi. C'est d'une logique imparable. D'ailleurs il a une posture très intéressante. Genre on flotte, mais on a les bras bien écartés, normal. Ok.
Finally, she landed softly, right in a spider's web. Fortunately, it was a very old web, and she was able to break free. Unfortunately, the web was the only thing holding up a giant boulder. The princess needed to find somewhere to hide.
On peut m'expliquer comment ça peut me tuer ça? C'est un bout de bouée. Je suis même pas tombé sur la pique, je suis tombé sur l'intérieur. What? Comment je fais là? On va voir. D'accord, là je fais ça. Astuce. Bien vu. Ah tiens, comme si je sentais... Ah putain c'est l'araignée. Ça fait flipper cette araignée. Ah, faut pas aller derrière moi.
She ran and climbed and jumped and climbed, but the giant spider was very good at climbing too. It had 8 legs and the princess only had 2.
Ok. Ça c'est hard ce passage. C'est flippé en plus l'araignée. Cours, vas-y. Cours. Ah. 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 Putain de stressant. Tu vas voir que c'était pas à droite qu'il fallait aller, mais à gauche. Ouais, c'est bien ça, il fallait aller à gauche. Ah, mais je suis trompé.
Princess remembered how the webs were holding up boulders.
Bien wesh capitaine. Oh là, j'ai pas envie de me faire craser par ça. Bien joué.
Finally, she found Fred. He was all wrapped up like a present for the giant spider's girlfriend. He was dreadfully embarrassed about having to be rescued again.
Voilà.
He really loved the princess.
Tu vas encore nous la refaire là?
The princess decided he was cute. Fortunately, the king told him about a dragon that he could slay in order to win the princess's hand and stop being so embarrassed. So Fred marched off to the mountaintop of the dragon, singing a brave song very quietly.
On va encore devoir le secourir.
After a few days, the princess got to wondering
why her dad kept trying to give her away.
That too. She was worried about Fred, so she went off to find him.
Normal.
The dragon's mountain was cold, and the wind howled at her to turn back. There were rock slides and fiery chasms. But she was very brave and nimble, just like you. She wasn't going to be put off by a few deadly dangers.
Ah! C'est bon. C'était saligo ça, hein. Ah, j'ai cru que c'était un truc qui me tombait dessus la feuille.
Up and up she climbed. When she got
C'est ça.
cold, she thought about the hot buttered muffins
Ah!
she would make once she got Fred home.
Ah,
Do you still like muffins?
I love muffins.
oh là, c'est quoi ce machin?
Princess hoped Fred liked muffins.
Ah! Genre il y a des geysers. Non, ça sent la... Oh là là, GG. On me la fait pas, moi.
When the princess got to the lair of the dragon, she was not very surprised to see Fred hanging from the roof of the dragon's cave. So she taunted the dragon until it roared its fiery breath at her.
Ah! Damn it! Ah bah du coup il reste 2 cordes. Coucou! Genre je lui brûle la gueule mais tout va bien quoi. Coucou!
Finally, burning away the ropes that were tying up Fred. And so the princess and Fred.
Ah, il y avait le dragon, on lui fait rien. On le tue pas et tout. C'est dommage.
Fred
C'était
never
marrant.
had to go on another adventure again, and they had hot buttered muffins every morning. There is another version of the story where the princess flew off on the dragon's back to have a life full of adventures, but that's for another day.
C'était marrant. Tu peux sur le dragon là.
Yay! Yay, Dawn, you did it!
Et voilà. Bardeur. Les choses dont les restes sont faites. Sont faites. Ah bah go à la tente et ça sera presque là où on sera. Alors là c'est pas de luminaire. Il n'y a pas de luminaire hein. Je sais pas si... Non, il y a pas de luminaire. Ça... Quoi je mets là? Il est presque. Bingo. Ah, il y a un truc à droite là.
Vincenzo came back!
Hey, what do you think, Vincenzo? Did you ever consider trying out for the trapeze?
They're good at what they do, Mr. Fenris. I'll give you that.
I got my balloon back, I got a princess from my puppet theater, and my pirate ship is sailing the bounding main.
So you're a man of your word.
Go ahead, count it. It's all there. Need a hand with your stuff?
My apparatuses are very delicate, and I don't like anyone in my workshop. You provide the audience, Mr. Fenris, and I will provide amazement.
Amazement.
Mr.
Wow.
Fenris, why are you organizing this circus? I know who your investors are.
I promised my wife and daughter I'd clean up my act.
But if I don't pull in the crowds for you, those boys are gonna put you in the river.
Without Cat and Dee Dee, I wouldn't care much if they did.
Ah.
So those crowds better come.
Maintenant on va devoir ramener
I
le
didn't
public
talk
ça.
to him. I didn't talk to Vincenzo.
Ah non d'accord. C'est vrai qu'elle voulait parler à Vincenzo. Vincenzo le maléfique, le grand, le suprême. Ah non, il y avait un truc à récupérer et boum. Bon, tant pis. Et c'est sur ce, il est très dur, on peut avancer un peu, ouais mais non on va s'arrêter. Non, quoi que si, allez, soyons fous. Si, je peux aller dans le... Oui, oh oui. Mais un truc là. Pourquoi tout à l'heure il y avait un truc et là il n'y a plus? Pas très cool. Tant pis. Il y a quelque chose là où... Pareil que la dernière fois il n'y a rien. Ok bon, il n'y a rien. En avant. Là il y a toujours le luminaire. Il n'y a plus. Tant pis. Oui, j'arrive, Didi, j'arrive.
Vincenzo's going to a secret workshop. I can finally talk to him all alone. But where is it?
Quelque part, je sais pas, à la gauche par exemple, non? Je présume, hein, vu qu'il y a une grosse
Whatever
grille
keeps
là.
me with him. Vincenzo, you know, when he travels all around the world.
Gauche.
Now we go this way. Follow me.
Non, moi je vais par là. Voilà, foutre. Oh, c'est sympa, c'est joli, tiens. C'est quoi cet endroit? C'est la classe? C'est toc toc toc. C'est ma rentrée, vous êtes pas votre timide. Mais c'est très joli toute cette partie là. Ils ont mis une petite luminaire derrière là. Hein, pour les gens comme moi qui kiffent aller derrière. Non, un petit truc, non? Que dalle! Sérieux? Les rapières, c'est pas très sympa, hein? J'aurais pu penser à moi. Alors, on va essayer d'aller... je crois que Didier est en haut, non? Ouais. On va essayer d'aller par là. Avant toute chose. Voilà. Astuce. Il y a là-bas. Il y a un truc là-bas.
He's in pretty deep with some bad people, Dee. Maybe he should make good with them first. Right, Johnny?
Maybe I'm no good without my family. Maybe I need my family to make good.
Johnny, if this is another train wreck, it's not just gonna be you in the train this time.
Ouais, mais j'ai déjà vu ça.
Promise.
I've missed you so much.
Ouais, et comment je fais
He's
pour...
in pretty deep with some bad people, Dee. Maybe he should make good with them first. Right, Johnny?
Maybe I'm no good without my family. Maybe I need my family to make good.
If this is another train wreck,
D'accord. Et là, donc, non. Et comment on monte? Parce que ça m'étonnerait
he's
grandieusement
in
que...
pretty deep with some bad people, Dee. Maybe he should make good with them first. Right, Johnny?
Maybe I'm no good without my family.
Ya
I need my family to make good.
Johnny, if this is another train wreck, it's not just gonna be you in the train this time.
I'm not gonna let it wreck this time. Promise.
Attends, laisse-moi monter sur le petit crâne. Ah, c'est pas possible. Je me demande vraiment comment on peut monter là-dessus là. Si je peux me ce truc, on doit pouvoir s'en servir.
Right, Johnny?
Maybe I'm no good without my family. Maybe I need my family to make good.
Johnny,
Ya.
if this is another train wreck, it's not just gonna
Ouais,
be
elle lag bien comme...
this time.
Ah oui, non, oui, ça passait.
He's in
J'ai la grappe et j'ai appuyé sur une petite touche et il fallait pas.
Maybe he should make good with them first. Right, Johnny?
Maybe I'm no good without my family. Maybe I need my family to make good.
Johnny.
Mais c'est... Non, c'est pas ça que je voulais faire, mais c'est pas
It's not
grave.
just gonna be you in the train this time.
I'm not gonna let it wreck this time. Promise.
I've missed you so much.
Allez, on recharge.
He's in pretty deep with some bad people, Dee. Maybe he should make good with them first. Right, Johnny?
Maybe I'm no good without my family.
Allez.
I need my family to make good.
Non mais...
If this is
Ok.
another train wreck,
Mais
it's not
pourquoi
just
tu sors pas de ce putain de mur quand je clique
Let
dessus?
it wreck this time. Promise.
I've missed you so much.
Ah, c'est pas possible. C'est bon. Ah, bah c'est... Faut y aller, hein. Là, et là, il y a... Pas du tout, il y a juste une arbre là. Bon, moi, on a déjà fait les 4 luminaires. Voilà, on a réussi. Ah, il y a un passage. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a ici? Ah bah voilà, le dernier millénaire, c'est fait. Bingo! Bingo! Oh, sûr. Parfait, parfait, parfait! Et là, on est... Je sais même pas où on est. C'était par là. Ok, parfait. Écoutez, nous en retrouvons là et nous nous retrouvons pour le prochain épisode. A plus!